Factory Rat Gaming.
Welcome everybody, and thanks for being here. Today we're back in Freeways. Today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. Instead of going through several levels to make improvements on our world efficiency score of 19,211, I thought we would just stick with a couple of levels and try out some things and see what we can learn. We're going to use some of these simple levels here. We've got a four-way and a three-way intersection that we're going to look at and just see if roundabouts are better or crossovers or interchanges. So let's get right into it. This is a clover design. I had put the slip roads right into the middle here, and the score here was 364. Let's play with this level and see what we can come up with. Now first I want to go to like a really basic intersection. We're just going to do everything at ground level and just do the straight connection, like as if it was a four-way stop, but here we don't have traffic lights, so it's just going to be an intersection. Jammed. Right away, jammed. So this isn't going to work. You can see how the cars are getting backed up around each other right in the middle. As one stops, you can see there's not much room for the others to progress. I'm wondering if we did the same thing but made just a little bit more space so that right in the middle where they cross over, there's a little bit of extra room to maneuver around. So we're going to drag these roads up and over so that there's a little bit more space in the square, kind of a town square, I guess. And it's almost like a roundabout, it's just a very square roundabout. Jammed again. So because there's no traffic lights and they have to make these sharp turns, it's just not flowing very well. Okay, so back to what we've done a lot of. We're going to do a roundabout. We'll do a small, medium, and large roundabout and just see kind of the difference between those. Essentially, we're trying to figure out the balance between concrete usage and traffic flow and see which of these traffic patterns is best for scoring in this game. We're going to use this as we go into the next episodes to try to maximize that world efficiency score even more. 127, so that's significantly worse than the cloverleaf we started with, but it was better than just the four-way intersection with the square. Now we'll try a little bit larger roundabout. We'll do these tight corners first where the intersections come off in the middle of the circle. 128, so about the same as a small roundabout. Let's try the same medium roundabout, but we're going to go ahead and separate the entrances, make these big swooping curves as they come off and on, and see if that helps with the speed, the traffic flow. We have three factors we're trying to balance here. So we have the speed of traffic, called the flow, and then we have the amount of concrete we use. So essentially we're just trying to see if we can get faster traffic with a similar amount of concrete. 119. So overall the score went down. Let's move on to this largest roundabout. We're basically going to bring it right up to these entrance and exit points. We'll just connect all these on like we would normally. It looks pretty slow, but it is still moving. I don't think it's going to be a great score. Yeah, 93. So definitely not a good score. Now we're going to try some of these straight interchanges like the cloverleaf design or others. When we first started this level, I had a cloverleaf, but the cloverleaf was on the outside of the slip road, which is not traditional. We're going to go ahead and put this in the more traditional method of putting the cloverleaf on the inside of the corner with the slip roads on the outside. So I'll draw this corner here. All right, 423. So that's actually a pretty good score there. That's up from our original of 364 with the inverted cloverleaf. Okay, let's bring this up and over. We're just doing our basic overpass and then we'll set up the interchange. Now we're going to do the medium cloverleaf, and so this long bridge isn't normal, but we're going to go ahead and use it as kind of a guide to draw these bigger swooping cloverleafs, and we'll just do this on all four corners here. Again, essentially we're trying to impact flow and see how that balances with the use of concrete on these wider turns. Because these clovers are so large, the slip roads now have to make this big long turn, which is using quite a bit of road. Let's see what that does to our score. It definitely cleaned up the traffic in the middle. 379, so better, but not as good as the small cloverleaf. Okay, we're gonna do these small cloverleafs here, these really tight slip roads. All right, 423. We're gonna go ahead and keep that score. Let's head into some of these levels and see if we can use what we've learned on this four-way intersection. So this one has 4 entrances and exits, and when we simulate, we can see we do have quite a bit of traffic jamming up right in the middle. Our score comes out to 212. So let's clear this out. Before we get into the cloverleaf, let's just see if the roundabout shape or size might have an impact. So let's do this where we've got this more smooth entrance and exit pattern onto and off of this roundabout and see if that has any impact before we redo this intersection. This will just give us some baseline information about the traffic flow here. 276. All right, so a larger, smoother roundabout did improve our score from 212 to 276. Let's see what else we can come up with. Okay, so because we've got 4, we're going to try and have them meet in the middle at a 90-degree angle, even though they're not laid out that way on their entrances and exits. So we'll bring this one across over to here, and it's going to meet up with this one. And we're going to try to have them make a straight across there so we can do our overpass with these two. Try and squeeze this one in here. Let's go ahead and bring it up so we don't have to make a turn and a bridge at the same time. Good. Now we just got to do our clovers and our slip roads. Okay, so I think we can take a clover from right here down to the bottom there, and then we'll slip road right past it like that. All right, now this one wants to clover from there with another slip road right around it. Clover, this slip road can go way up here. There's no point cutting the corner. And then we need one more clover here. We'll go ahead and take it up to the bridge and join it up there. And we need one more slip road. We'll go ahead and pull it off right there and meet up. 239. So that's up. We have good traffic flow, a lot of concrete used. For some reason, the blues are getting a little bit slowed down as they make this U-turn in the middle, but the motorcycles seem to be flowing pretty well. Now this time we're going to try something a little different. Instead of having a tight overpass in the middle, we're going to see if we can make similar to the town square type thing, but we're going to use overpasses on it. So that'll give us some room in the middle of that to make the interchange. That way we don't have the clovers so large and some of the other slip roads as long. So instead of doing the clovers on the outside, we're going to do them on the inside with the slip roads on the outside. So we'll do the slip roads on the outside like that. And then instead of a clover on the outside, we're going to do slip roads in the middle, which makes kind of a roundabout. It's the same thing as the clover. I mean, it's making the same connections, but instead of doing the big loopy thing, it just makes pretty much a roundabout in the middle. Okay, let's test this out and see what we got. 288. So that's a pretty good score. I mean, traffic's flowing really well. The concrete used was significantly less than with the 4-leaf clover design. So having this open square in the middle does save quite a bit on some of those interchanges. Well, that's going to do it for today, guys. In the next episode of Freeways, we will look at getting some of this information that we used and putting it into use to improve our world efficiency. Our efficiency now is up to 19,346, so we'll be picking it up there. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one.